let me kind of establish what we got going on here for the sake of the video that I'm going to cut up and put up. So yeah, we're going to be going over some Dream video games. So the criteria for the Dream video games can range in a lot of different ways. Hence the word Dream.
There's criteria.
Well, just for the sake of what I'm referring to when I say Dream video games, like it's literally anything you want it to be. But just to kind of put it,
Criteria met.
that too. But just to kind of put it in your brain on what we're kind of talking about, it can be as simple as a remake or a remaster of a game. It can be as simple as a sequel or a prequel. It can be a IP that you love taking a new attempt at another genre that it hasn't done before, like a spin-off game of some capacity. You could reboot a game that got canceled, or reboot a franchise that's dead, or just do something completely off the wall. I don't really care. It's Dream Video Games. And if you're watching the video, comment down below your Dream Video Games as well as your thoughts on anything that is said throughout this video, and we'd appreciate that. So I can kick things off with a couple. I'll kick things off with a couple of like obvious ones that I won't spend a lot of time on. They're just like would love to see this happen. Some of them probably will. It's just a matter of when. One of them, give me a new Soul Calibur. I don't know when it's gonna happen. I know they're focused on Tekken and shit, which is fair. Give me a new Soul Calibur. It's one of the only fighting games I actually care about. Give me a new Soul Calibur at some point. I would even be cool with like a spin-off of Soul Calibur.
What would it be? Would it be 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be 7. Yeah. No.
Okay.
Yes, it would be 7. So yeah, give me Soul Calibur 7, or give me maybe a spin-off of something, which I'll get into that here in a minute. But new Soul Calibur, that'd be great.
They did a Mortal game a couple years back.
They did. Didn't last long though. But I do have an idea of a spin-off that would be cool to see with Soul Calibur, but would never happen. But again, the hints of Dream games. And it goes into kind of, this one's more of a broader Dream section because I have multiple franchises that I would throw into the hat to see this. Honestly, like, I really enjoy spin-off Warriors games. They're just fun. Like, I love the Hyrule Warriors. I love Fire Emblem Warriors. I have not played the One Piece Warriors games, but apparently they're really good. I would like to see more spin-off Warriors games, personally. Give me a Soul Calibur Warriors. That would never happen, but it'd be fun. Honestly, in talking to in the anime field, the anime genre, I mean, dude, give me a Naruto Warriors. I think that would be fun. Be better than some of the shit they've done over the past few years.
They can only make like the
one
same
type of game.
They can only make the same arena battler.
I know, but
Which at times is more cutscene than arena battler.
Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 3. That game is brutal with cutscenes. Literally, I think it's like chapter 3, which was Naruto fighting Kurama and his mom. He met his mom, whatever. I think that entire chapter was one quick fight, and I'm not shitting you, an hour of cutscenes.
So literally just anime episodes.
It's literally anime episodes, yeah. Which for me at the time was fine because I was so behind on Naruto. So I was like, oh, this is great. But for anyone that wants to play it just to play the game would probably absolutely hate it, which is fair. But no, I mean, other like spin-offs, I mean, like, Zelda and Fire Emblem's done well. Throw Star Fox in the hat. Throw Mario to the hat. Mario's had a ton of spin-off games that works out well. From RPGs to your normal party games that had freaking tactics games with the Spark games, whatever. It's like throw Mario into the ring. I think throw Sonic into the ring for a Warriors game. I think there's a lot of other potential for Warriors games, and I'm here for it. Another obvious one that John and I have been hoping for a long time is Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. Don't know if it'll happen eventually. We got Sparking Zero.
I was about to say, y'all getting Sparking Zero.
We're getting Sparking Zero, which is awesome, but I would still love a Xenoverse 3 one day.
Yeah, it's like that. I can't complain at all about anything right now because we got Sparking Zero. We're finally getting something.
Yeah.
It's like, what was it? Several years back, Fighters came out, but that was more of a traditional fighting game.
Yeah.
It's like nothing wrong with that. Game was a great game, but not the same kind of game we were wanting.
Right. Yeah. We want a game like Sparking Zero where you go in and it's like the very obvious power differences that you would expect out of Dragon Ball. And I'm just going to go ahead and tell everyone now, when I'm going into online play, I will be planning to play with like Krillin and Yamcha and other miscellaneous characters. That's what I do. And if I beat you, you have to uninstall the game. That's the rule. But no, Xenoverse 3 would be sick. I really don't know the full direction they could go for it, because all the Xenoverse games have pulled from Dragon Ball Online, and I don't know every bit of lore from Dragon Ball Online, but I will say one random thing that I think would be kind of cool to see with some sort of like story direction with all the paradox shit that's going on is like not a full focus. Like obviously let's still focus on Super, because I get it's the up-to-date content, but I think it'd be kind of cool to also go back to some Dragon Ball situations because like whatever insert X name villain would be here could view that as a easy opportunity to kind of change the timeline potentially or some shit. I think that'd be cool because I just liked OG Dragon Ball, so I think that'd be really cool. But I don't know. Just Xenoverse 3 though. Give us Xenoverse 3, and when you give us Xenoverse 3, I want to be able to go Super Saiyan 4 with my creative character. That'd be cool. And I guess in your case, go Black Frieza mode. Because don't you play Frieza Race?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
That was primarily what I did.
Okay.
2.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You can go Black Frieza mode. If you go...
Hell, you might be able to. I don't know. I haven't played that game in a long time.
I don't think so. I think the only transformation they've added, I think, is over the last few years. I think it's just like Vegeta's like evolved blue. I think might have gotten added. I know Ultra Instinct got added for creative characters.
Yeah, that's been years.
Yeah, maybe God as well. I think because I know you could go blue, but I don't know if they added base God. So I think God. I don't know. But yeah, no, Black Frieza would be cool. You could add beast mode for humans, give humans a little love there, besides just flying on the Nimbus, I think is what it was. I don't remember. Didn't you also play a human? Did you not? Okay. You got Orange Piccolo mode. I mean, there's some options there. It'd be fun. But no, those are some like straightforward. Like I would really love to see those. And they're all kind of at least Xenoverse and Xenoverse 3 and Soul Calibur. Those are realistic. It's just a matter of when. Soul Calibur maybe like 5 more years from now. Xenoverse 3 is probably like 5-6 more years from now. But would just like to actually see it get confirmed at some point. So, what about one of you guys? What do you guys got?
Well, okay, something for me is more in the line of like I wouldn't even necessarily say like remaster or anything. I want it's like for me, I primarily just want more games to be ported after they've already been released. Mm-hmm. Like certain game series that I want to play. Right. I would like to get into the Trails games. You don't have a lot of options on where to play some of the Trails games. It's like you can play them on Steam, or you could play them on the original console that they came out.
Actually, Switch as well. Almost all of them are on Switch. I've just found this out, but thare hard as hell to get.
I mean, are you talking about like physical versions of the games? Yeah, it's like but I want easy access to these games.
I understand what you're asking for.
I want to be able to play some of these games.
Yeah.
It's like not even just like Trails games or something like that. There's games that like just some like JRPGs and stuff that came out like in the PS3 era. Mm-hmm. We don't know if they're ever getting ported up. We don't know if they're happening. I want some of these games to be ported up so we can play
John,
them.
I feel you there. There's a Soccer Wars game which I can only play on PS3. It's never seeing a port up.
I know. It's like I want some of those games because like PS3 ended up with some really good RPGs.
Oh yeah, PS3. There's several that got ported up to PS4 that I was surprised about that I played on 3. So,
but it's just the aspect of like every now and then I'll do some like Google searches on like some of the Tales games that came out back then or something. I'm like, have we heard anything on any port or like remaster or anything? Okay, not yet. I'll check next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish some of these like series would get ported around more. Like Switch especially, just put them in the eShop on the Switch. You may not sell 1 million copies of it. Mm-hmm. You'll sell a decent number of them though, because some of these games, especially like the early trail or like the early Trails games.
Yeah, because there's like the first 3 that is not on Switch, for example.
It's like they're not on Switch. I think you can only play them on
PS3, PSP, and PS Vita, I think. Because I was just diving into the
they're-
series
and they're-
recently and looking at it.
Yeah, it's like they're not exactly the easiest thing to find for those consoles either.
Oh yeah, no. So to put it in perspective, like again, I dove into Trails recently because I'm with you and I want to get into it. And I was looking up like, okay, where can I buy them? Okay, from like the 5th game on are all pretty much on
Yeah.
the Switch. But then I'm looking up the prices. Like you can only buy them from secondhand on like eBay, and they're all like averaging $80 a game. I don't know if they're on the eShop. They might be. I did not look because I'm a physical guy.
At least the first ones are not available anywhere.
Yeah, no. I think it was like the first 3 or first 4 are still stuck on like PS3, PS Vita, and PSP.
Because it's one where it's like you can get those on Steam. I understand you can get those on Steam and play them there, but the Switch would be the perfect place for me to play that game.
Oh, for sure.
I would being able to like take it like even just anywhere around my house to play it. I would love because like those are long games. I don't necessarily want to be sitting at my desk the entire time I'm playing that.
Yeah.
That's why you get a Steam Deck.
Get a Steam Deck.
Okay, I've already almost bought one.
Oh,
I
Christina
had to be
wants one
careful
really bad,
recently.
too.
I had to be careful recently when I bought a game on Steam because normally I'm like, okay, add to cart, go to cart, buy, go through and everything. I went to it right before I clicked buy. I went, I should probably take that Steam Deck out of my cart.
No calling. It's a Steam Deck.
Oh man.
I've had to talk myself out of buying one a few times recently.
Affirm it.
I mean, that'd be the best thing for you, John, with your
Yes.
setup is Steam Deck.
I know
honestly.
it's like
True.
I should just bite the bullet and buy one because it would solve a lot of my problems.
Yeah.
With like some games that I want there. But also, it should it's
It
one of
makes
those
sense
things
for
where
you.
I also kind of just wish that like Steam wasn't the only place to buy some of these games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they were more accessible, I think that would be better for not just me, everyone who like especially like RPGs and stuff,
Yeah.
JRPGs. Unless they're real popular, they're not getting ported, they're not getting remastered, they're not getting any of that.
Not even a chance.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Even some of the popular ones, it's like it'll happen, but it'll take 15 years.
Yeah.
True. I can totally respect your dream of just like I just want games to be more accessible. I respect that.
Yeah.
That's very fair.
It's one of those like some of these games I just want to play these games.
Yeah.
Just make it easy for me.
Right. Right. That's totally fair. I can respect that. What about you?
Yakuza Mario Party.
That would actually be a lot of fun. I almost bought the Demon Slayer Mario Party yesterday. I'm not gonna lie to you. I came very close to buying Sweep the Board.
And if you do, just call me over and we can make it a video real quick.
Oh, trust me, that's one of the reasons I almost bought it because that one site that I kind of track for some sales, that Canadian store Video Game Plus. Ironically, they've got it on sale and it's brand new.
Okay.
They've also got Vengeance on sale too, the Steelbook edition, brand new. Right now, they're both like I think Sweep the Board was like $35 and Vengeance I think was 40 for USD, and it's just I almost bought them. I do want to play the Sweep the Board, but no, Yakuza Mario Party would be fun. I think like just take that sort of general mindset of like a Mario Party. I think it could fit for a lot of different types
Oh,
of
most
series.
definitely. But I would specifically enjoy Yakuza just because Yakuza's already over the top with a lot of its like side
Yeah.
stories and mini games they do. So they could very much make a very entertaining Yakuza style party game, which people would probably be partially okay with, especially they switched to RPG and people are okay with that. And the wildness that is Like a Dragon RPG,
Right.
especially with the mechanics from Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth.
Yeah. No, I think a Mario Party game would
I could
make
see
sense.
them making a game like that, and like each round that you play, like they just have like however the round's going out, the characters just talking back and forth, like talking
Yes!
shit to
Yeah,
each other
yeah,
as they go,
100%.
like making, and it's kind of almost like a like I forgot that, like a roguelike
Yeah.
Yeah.
genre where the characters just make their own story in character as you're playing it while you're just playing the game. Like normally the talking shit and everything would be
like-
between the players, but it's also the characters like running by and you have them just like yelling at each other when they're getting like
Yeah, because what I thought was like, you know how in Mario Party, whenever the board switches, you have characters that are smiling and happy and other ones that are sad. And Yakuza, it's just them laughing maniacally at each other and just throwing weapons.
Yeah.
I could just see like you running by like Majima or something and him pulling a gun on you as you go by.
Basically.
Yeah, him pulling out like his knife or something.
Yeah, him just like taking a swipe at you.
I think a Mario Party Yakuza would, number one, be very interesting, and number two, wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that.
Oh, I mean, that could be something cooking somewhere in somebody's brain over there at Like a Dragon Studio.
I mean, if I remember correctly, there was a rumor they were over there with like Sega and Atlas, whatever. I know this. Not same.
I mean, because they're part of Sega.
Yeah. I know there was the rumor that there was a Persona Mario Party in development.
Yeah.
So who knows? There might be a Yakuza Mario Party one day. That might actually be a real thing.
I mean, they have a decent cast of characters. They could literally just choose anyone, and it would just be ridiculous mini games.
Right. Yeah. No, I could see that. That'd be pretty sick. That'd be pretty sick.
Sort of the other thing I thought about was too one of my just favorite developers in just nonsense games, Koei Tecmo or Megaforce.
Mm-hmm.
I would just love to having them do like a Warriors game and just have a bunch of historic figures doing like a conquest across the world.
Oh yeah. No, that'd be pretty sick as well.
It'd be very entertaining for me because they use the same models for everything.
Yeah.
So just see a German historical figure as a Japanese character. Because for some reason, Koei Tecmo can't use different character models. They have to use the same models for everything.
Right.
Okay. While you were saying that, I was picturing a combination of what you were talking about
Yeah.
and Civilization.
I mean, pretty much.
Basically,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, imagine like you're playing a game of Civ against somebody, but when you go to war, you get dropped into
Like Total War style.
yeah, you get dropped into it. And it's just warriors combat, and it's just you and the other person try to take each other out.
Basically.
It'd be entertaining.
So one thing that I thought about, and I wanted to go ahead and shout this one out because I do have it for the thumbnail, is, and honestly, once I was thinking about it and the possibilities for it, I'm gonna be kind of real. I'm kind of surprised we haven't gotten some sort of attempt at it. And I would like to see a turn-based Zelda game. I don't mean like a full scale, like Breath of the Wild style graphics and world size and everything. Like, make it smaller scale, like a Mario and Luigi. Because I look at Mario and I understand it's I understand it's the bigger seller. I understand it's the flagship series. I get it. But, I look at all like the different spinoffs that Mario's had that's been successful.
Yeah.
They dipped into, turn-based with Mario RPG on the NES, Super NES, successful. Mario and Luigi series, successful. The Tactics games for the Switch, the two Sparks games, successful. Zelda's dipped their toes in a couple things, like with the rhythm game with Cadus of Hyrule.
Mm-hmm.
There is the Triforce Heroes, that little multiplayer shit show that no one liked. They've dipped their toes into a couple things, but like I feel like a turn-based Zelda, the era may have passed for it now, but I think that's something that could have succeeded in like a DS or a 3DS or a GBA era, where you just take the same sort of like graphical approach of a Mario and Luigi. You have such a huge cast of characters that you could pull from, as well as just kind of make up some of your own. Like I think a turn-based Zelda, whether if it be like a Mario and Luigi, kind of graphic approach, or do like, I know some people have always kind of wanted this, like a paper Legend of Zelda. I don't really give a shit which. I just think Zelda is one that, I think it'd be kind of cool to see it branch off into a couple different genres. They've tried for a couple things, but I still think there are some, the only one that's really been successful is them branching into like the Warriors style genre, right? That's the only one that's been really successful. Cadus was successful as much as it could have been. And Triforce Heroes, as far as I know, is just a dog shit game, and it's like super low rated. No one cared for it. But I think something like a turn-based RPG, Zelda game, I think that'd be really sick. I saw some news also from this week that before he retires, the Sonic team boss wants to make Sonic into a like an RPG, like a turn-based game. I think that would be sick too. I think that could have some fun potential as well. Yes, that'd be something I really like to see for Zelda. Will it ever happen at this point? Probably not. No. But if it ever did, I could see it maybe being in like the same graphical approach as Link's Awakening and Zelda's, Echoes of Wisdom. I could see it being in that, just a smaller scale game, nothing too crazy, and just give us something different. You know what I mean? Like I like it when an IP, dips their toes into a different type of genre. That's just my personal opinion. And I think a Zelda turn-based RPG it would be a fun way to go. Same thing with Sonic. If that ends up happening, I'm here for that. I think that'd be fun too. What now?
Oh, I don't know.
It'll never happen.
I was trying to think positively on it.
It'll never happen.
And especially when you tried to say Sonic RPG in that
Well,
format.
that one was in the news this week.
I know, but just like saying that, I'm like the whole point of playing Sonic is going fast.
Go fast. I know.
And you want to take it to traditionally what are the slower types of games?
Right.
I mean, you could do it like some other style RPGs where it's sort of. I'm trying to think of one. I can't think of the top of my head. I'm think of it, but more or less you have to do actions in time.
Yeah, real time with pause.
No, not
what you're
real.
talking about.
Well, it's more of a like system set of just. I wish I could really remember the name of the game right now. But more or less you have. It's more or less a constant turn timer going, and whenever it gets to a certain point, you can put actions in quickly for your and it combos.
I know what you're talking about. I'm drawing a blank on it.
There's that's become where there's been options for that.
Yeah.
Like fairly recently too, because even like what was it? FF7 remake had a gameplay option where because when they transition it to the like action combat,
Yeah.
they have a setting where the action combat just kind of happens.
Yeah, I remember that.
Where like it kind of happens, and then when you've landed enough hits or enough time has passed or damage is dealt, however that works, where you build up your meter to where you can actually like use an ability, cast, heal, do something like that. Which I don't think I used that when I was playing that game, but I do like that. I do kind of like that idea being implemented for like when a gameplay style does change like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, quick comment. This goes back to the Xbox stuff. They may be listening back at that portion. They said that I've been buying $8 monthly keys to avoid full price Ultimate. That's fair. CD keys, I think, is a good place to go to get some keys and some codes and shit for cheaper. It is possible to get banned doing that because I was kind of considering doing that as well. But for the most part, people usually never get banned. It's just possible. You can get banned, but usually people don't. But that is a good way to save some money for sure.
I'm gonna throw out this is something that I've not necessarily like I've put a whole lot of thought to. It's just two games that I really enjoyed playing, absolutely loved, and I want to see something either from the franchises that they're from,
Okay.
or like just swap them around, throw some other names out there. We got the Digimon Survive.
Hell yeah.
I want another one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Want another one of those. Love that game. Pokemon Conquest.
Oh, yeah, buddy. Here we go. Love Conquest so much.
I want because it's kind of like you were talking about with Zelda. You just take you take your franchise, you just put a little twist on it.
Yep.
And it's like tactic games aren't really my favorite thing, but when you take a franchise that I enjoy and you put a tactics twist on it, I really enjoy those.
Right.
So it's like those are two games. I want more of those of those two types of games. Like Digimon Survive was a game that I was looking forward to. I didn't necessarily like. I wanted to play it. I didn't know if I was going to enjoy it. It ended up being one of my favorite games that year. Pokemon Conquest, just a damn good time the entire way through.
Facts.
Yeah.
I still dream of that game ever getting ported. Going back to your dream of things
Yeah.
being, I dream of Conquest getting ported one day.
Nope.
And that's
Oh,
just
no.
one where it's like,
It'll never happen.
it's like, especially Conquest. I don't see that ever happening
Nope.
because that was not a very popular game.
Yeah.
Nope. That was a one shot, and that's what it's probably going to
But
be.
man, if they were gonna do a spin-off of something to do it again, give me another one of those.
Facts. No, with Conquest like never being ported up, in my mind, with how like Nintendo works and operates, I feel like we missed our window because I think it was like either last year or the year before Conquest hit like a notable number anniversary, like
Yeah.
like 25th or something. So I was kind of hoping going into, I think it was last Pokemon Presents, like, come on, give us Conquest port. Didn't happen. It's not going to happen.
I mean, if they really want to do an interesting conquest and idea, would don't be you can almost do it with the current list of generations we have, since we know all areas can be reachable in some form of fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do conquest across all three regions, or across all the regions.
Oh, that'd actually be sick. Do another Conquest game, guys, please. That'd be
there's
so
some
cool.
conquering tactics games like that where they'll start you off on a smaller map, and once you conquer, it'll be like, then we're going to expand you out.
Yeah.
And then it opens up to another map.
Yeah.
So you could choose a region to start at, conquer that one, then it opens up. It's like, hey, these are the regions next to you. Good luck, buddy.
Yeah. No, that'd be great. Also, shout out, John. Thank you so much for getting on the tactics topic, because it's actually one of my dream games. So this can be an easy segue for me. So this one is, I was thinking very hard about this one. It's like, what would be a pretty, number one, fun approach, but number two, realistic approach for this property to become a video game? One of my favorite animes of all time. I'm currently rewatching it now, as well as listening to all of the audiobooks. I would love to see an 86 tactics game. I was thinking about some other possibilities, like, 86 could go in like maybe this direction, because with how the anime and how the combat of the series is set up, it could be a lot of different directions of an action game, be fun, sure. But realistically, if they ever did a game, it wouldn't be a high seller. So I see something like a tactics game being like dipping their toes in just enough, plus with just the general mindset of, strategy around that is in the series. I think a tactics game with 86 would actually be really sick. I just love 86. I want it to get more love. If you've never seen it, go see it. Go watch the anime. It's incredible.
The only real way I could see that working if they did it XCOM style. So
That's I agree.
Okay.
XCOM was exactly what I was thinking of. Whenever I pitched the idea to myself, like, yeah, 86 tactics game, that'd be cool. Will never happen. But yeah, I mean, summertime rendering got a game, so 86 could get one. I mean, maybe, probably not, but
See, Zach, you're over there and you're like, oh, XCOM, that style would make sense. You know where my brain went?
what is 86?
No, I know what 86 is.
Okay.
No, my brain went Armor Core 6.
I mean, my brain also went there too.
my
It
brain
could be
went
a
there as
mecha
well.
game.
Yeah, it could just be a mecha game. Just call it a mecha game and move on. But again, like I looked at tactics first because I was like, I feel like it'd probably be an easier way to just get the game made.
Oh,
you know,
I mean,
Just
it's
because it's not a property that's going to sell a shit ton of units.
Yeah, it's a lot simpler to make a tactics game like that.
Exactly.
Because you could just, even if it was just overhead, not as in depth as like an XCOM, like 3D rendered necessarily, you could still do it fairly.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why that'd be probably one of my biggest dreams on this whole list, is to get like an 86
Heck,
tactics
if you really want to get that 86 feel, you could just do it on a grid with circles and arrows like the operators get to see. You don't even get to see the kids.
Yeah, facts. You could. You can do it the exact same way, man. Do it as how the processors see it.
Yep.
Or the handlers. That's the way the
Yeah.
handlers see it. Oh yeah, dude. That's an idea. Put yourself like you're the handler. There you go. You're the handler. You're the commander of there you go.
Even you as a fan wouldn't enjoy playing that.
I mean, I would, because it exists.
You would enjoy
would
playing.
not.
You would enjoy playing it for about 45 seconds until the novelty wore off.
That's going to be played on like a Macintosh or some crap like that, Windows 94.
Oh man. Hey, at least it'd be accurate to the series. I give them props. Seriously, if you never watched 86, go watch it. It's incredible. Let's see.
I just. Okay, hang with me for a second.
I'm hanging.
a current take on backyard sports.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be awesome, man. Backyard sports is fantastic.
Whether it be,
They're still fun.
I know they're still fun, but like imagine a current day take on like backyard baseball or football or something like that. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That popped in my head. I was like, man, backyard games are fun.
Bring those back, man. I would, still staying in those like spin-off sports games. I would say even bring back like NFL Street. NFL Street was fun.
That's
too.
where I was
Yeah.
at. I was actually at like NBA Jam.
NBA Jam
and
was
then
good.
that got me there.
Yeah. Bring back backyard sports and bring back NFL Street. I think a lot of people would be happy with that.
Bring back mosquito.
What's mosquito?
You messed up.
Do you know what that is, John?
No, I just don't engage you when you bring up something obscure.
Damn.
Mosquito is, I don't even know what that's actual name, but it's an old PS2 Xbox game where you literally play as Mosquito, and your whole objective in each level is to just suck blood out of the people's whose home you're in. And it's infamous for one level because there's a bathroom level and there's a woman who's in the bath who's covered up in soap and whatnot, but you're trying to suck the blood out of a naked woman in the bathtub.
Did you play this?
No,
Okay, you just know about it.
Yes.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
I've never found a copy.
Never found a cop, so you're hunting.
I mean, if I ran across it,
You're buying it.
yes.
Yeah, all right.
It's
yeah.
such a dumb, obscure PS2 game that I'm like, oh, I would get it.
Yeah, okay. All right, you know what? I can respect that.
Because it's literally the entire concept of the game is just a mosquito that's gotten in this family's house, and it's like 5 or 6 levels of you just sucking people's blood to move
Right.
on to the next level.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Couple more that I've got. This one, short, sweet, to the point. And honestly, I could see it happening because of how much positive reception it got. Give me a reboot of Spider-Man: The Great Web. With the positive reception it got after the leak, who knows? Sony could tell Insomniac to greenlight it again, but it's probably still dead. But I would like to see that actually come out. The trailer for it looked fun. It's not something I would spend like hundreds and hundreds of hours in, probably, just because I'm not a big multiplayer gamer anymore. But it's still one that I would definitely, want to hop on and play with you guys, or whoever wants to play, and just have fun. It seems like that sort of gameplay and that sort of universe and multiplayer. I think it'd be fun for at least a little while. So give that a reboot. A sequel or a full remake, preferably a sequel of direct sequel, that is, of Twilight Princess. I think that version of Hyrule and that version of the story of Zelda, I think, still has a lot of untapped potential. Mostly in reference to like the Twilight, the Twilight whatever, and the Twilight. I think there's a lot of untapped potential there, and that honestly goes for the Zelda franchise in general. Like the Minish is a good example, which apparently the Minish almost appeared in Breath of the Wild. Just shout out to that. But I think that's just one of those things. It's a really cool element to Zelda that is just kind of stuck in Twilight Princess. I think a direct sequel focusing on that link, similar to how Majora's Mask focused on the Ocarina of Time link, or even I think it was Phantom Hourglass. I think that was the Wind Waker link. I think a direct sequel to Twilight Princess, I think that version has so much more potential, whether if it's in the exact same Hyrule but expanded, or just going to another region similar to what Majora's Mask did. I just think there's a lot of potential storytelling there.
Whatever it takes to get us out of Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, you're just like, all right, just whatever. I don't even
That's
care.
why
at
they're
this point.
releasing a Zelda game.
Yeah, they got Echoes of Wisdom. So there you go. So I've got one more, if you guys, and I'll be done. If you guys have anything else,
Nope.
no.
Okay, I can only use a game that I've talked about a few times as an example of something that I want, similar to it. I would take a direct sequel. I would take just the concept that expanded out to where there was more to do in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I've talked about Force of Nature 2 a few times.
Yeah, you have. It was Gamestetic Game of the Week. Shout out to that.
Yeah, it was the first one I've done. I talk about this game whenever I kind of have the opportunity to.
Yeah.
That style game only had a few. It only had 5 or 6 zones to actually traverse through in that. And it was a big time investment of a game. Everything took a long time because it was just gated behind timers. But the actual gathering materials, adventuring out, taking the time and actually preparing and figured out and getting ready to go out was some of the most relaxing and just like just pure enjoyment of not doing a whole lot. I could be sitting around the base just kind of moving around, getting. I've been out mining, so I'm gonna put the ore over here, and then I'm gonna go get my crops, and take care of my stuff. It's like that in that art style and everything, and the way that game was done. I would love something like that, just expanded out where there was more to explore, more to do. It's like those style of kind of adventure games are some of the most enjoyable to me, like personally. So I would like more to a game like that.
Right.
If they made that, like if they made a Force of Nature 3.
That's what I was gonna say. Just basically a third game.
They made a Force of Nature 3 that was like, okay, here's what you did before, and then way more.
Right.
I would be so happy.
Yeah.
That'd be my game of the year.
Game of the year. Shout out. All right. So the last one that I've got, and it's not like a super special or super unique idea or anything. Like I just saved it for last because I actually thought about a general like idea of where to go with the game. If you're a fan of this franchise, every single fan of this franchise is going to say this is a dream game, and that is give me a true Sonic Adventure 3. I know like Sonic 06 or Unleashed, one of the two, was like the spiritual Sonic Adventure 3, and honestly, if Sonic 06 wasn't a dumpster fire with its gameplay, it probably would have been, and everyone would have been fine. But I want a true Sonic Adventure 3. With this, like I want like a combo, like from a general gameplay standpoint, like I want it to be like Sonic Adventure 2, where it's just cutscenes and levels. That's it. I don't need the open zone thing of Frontiers or 06 or Sonic Adventure 1. I don't need the hub world or whatever. Just give me the cutscenes, give me the levels. Let's have a great time. But I also want to have multiple stories like Sonic Adventure 1, like Sonic Heroes, or even Sonic 06. Like I want like the multiple stories. And honestly, I'm not even saying do like 2 or 3. I'm saying like give me 7. Like I think there's a lot of possibility because if you do 7, it could set you up for the final story where each of these group of characters, group of 3, has to go after a certain Chaos Emerald or whatever. So like for this, my pitch, introduce a 4th Hedgehog, brand new complete character, but with his story, and you're bringing in 3 characters from the comics. You're bringing in Surge, you're bringing in Kit, and you're bringing in the person who created them, Dr. Starline, who will be like one of the main antagonists. Surge has like electrical abilities. Kit has ice abilities. Make a hedgehog that has like fire abilities. Give him like an S name like Scorch or Solar or some stuff. Zach showed off the Mosquito game. Mr. Mosquito.
Yes.
Oh man, that's an interesting game there. But I mean, just have like 7 different stories. Have a Sonic story, Shadow, Silver. Bring in some miscellaneous. Give Team Chaotix a story from Sonic Heroes because I love Espio. Espio's cool.
We never got more with Chaotix, did we?
No, it sucks. I wish we did. So I'm wanting to throw him in here. Honestly, bring back Jet and his crew. I loved the first Sonic Riders. I think they could have a fun little story here. Give Knuckles his own story. He doesn't have to be part of Team Sonic. Team Sonic can have Sonic, Tails, and someone else. And then if you want to keep Knuckles with Sonic, put Amy in that situation so you have an Amy story. And then have the new Hedgehog, with his group being Surge and Kit and Dr. Starline being one of the key antagonists. Each of the stories have their own antagonist they're going to have to go after, similar to like a Sonic 06 or whatever. And then all converge into one final story where maybe it's like Dr. Starline created whatever the new antagonist will be, like the true ultimate life form from Sonic, Adventure 2 or Solaris or Solaris, whatever, from Sonic 06. And it's like he created this new character that you're going to have to be. I don't know. I think a true Sonic Adventure 6 and really just make it like a fan's wet dream. I think would be incredible. I think that'd be sick. $100.
Yep.
That's in your realm to purchase. So, but yeah, shout out to that though. Let's see. I will do a bunch of honorable mentions that I won't dive into though. Scalebound, would love to see a reboot of that. A Mega Man Battle Network 7. Obviously, Battle Network series is long gone and dead, but that'd be cool to go back to it. The Oblivion remake is apparently already a thing. Let's actually have it come out. New Wario World would be pretty cool. A Waluigi game would be entertaining. A DK64 remake or a sequel to it would be cool, as well as a Pokemon Coliseum or XD Gala Darkness sequel would also be pretty sick. Those are really fun games on the GameCube. So there's a bunch of honorable mentions there.
Yeah. We'll throw one last thing out. This is less of a. This is more of a my personal request. It's kind of I've talked about it before. I wish we spent less time focusing on remaking games.
Yeah.
I wish we just made new good games.
I just said 3 remakes, and you're like, all right,
No, I was.
let me shut this guy up.
That was kind of like my end out the top. I knew we were going to talk about remakes. I've been talking about ports and potential remasters, but in my mind, there's a very big difference between remastering a game and then full on remaking a game.
Yeah.
Because I've been complaining for the last 5 years about every year there's a damn remake in Game of the Year. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, you took what was a critically acclaimed game that everybody loved from 30 years ago and you made it again. Mm. Congratulations, it was going to be a good game. Why not? Why don't we just try to make a good game? Or did we forget how?
Right. And I feel like your argument for that, rings a little extra true when you look at, we looked at the top 20 Metacritic games of the year so far, and 10 of them were remakes or remasters or ports or whatever.
Something like that.
Yeah, something crazy. So that's a fair thing to say. But no, I think that'll do it for the Dream Video Games segment. Comment down below on the video upload that I'll do of this, any of your Dream Video Games and your thoughts of anything that we said, and we appreciate that.